Welcome back to Moxum Moto here in the Soul Space Garage, going over cool tips, tricks, and hacks. A while ago, a bunch of us were chatting about what would be the cool, best vest backpack attachment system that you could build if you could build one. Well, I think I might have found the answer to that. Stick around. With the popularity of lighter ADV riding and single track and vacations and getting away from multi-days, backpack ideas are slowly sort of starting to have a second question about what is the smart choice. Tactical vests and enduro vests, several companies out there make them, and a few of them are quite popular. I stumbled across this from WLF Enduro out west, and this is their WLF enduro vest with their trail integrated carrying system, and it utilizes a full Molle grid all the way around, and this is to distribute so much of the weight equally between the front and the back so that you have a more centered base of gravity. The belt waist section is pretty slick, that it would cinch down tight, and around here and you'll see this with mountaineering, the big packs on Everest. The waist is actually where all of the weight sits, tight around, kind of like a kidney belt type of idea. And then the straps are merely to keep the pack from falling back. So it takes a lot of strain off your shoulders and off your neck and things like that when the weight can sit on your waist. Well, this system kind of utilizes some of that. And you can see here that conceptually, if we can take away this huge pack that would normally be on the back and keeping you leaning forward to counteract that, and put quite a bit of it down low and in the front. That's exactly the concept that this is kind of going after. So let's get in close and go over the finer details of this. Okay, this is my trusty model. Valerie has agreed to model this for us. This is the WLF Enduro Pack Vest and their trail integrated carrying system. And I believe that's true because this is a full Molle wrap structure that you can fully customize however you want. Notice there's double tack webbing down the front for Molle on the front, and this is official Molle spacing on both sides. So in-reach, bear spray, tools, multi-tools, things wherever you want to put, snack pouches, etc. Fully customizable on either side. There's a 5.5-inch tall, 7-inch wide, 2.5-inch deep pouch on the front. Both of them are identical. And what I do like is these are double pull zippers in both directions, so that if you're left-handed, right-handed, I like to leave them right about here, so depending on what hand is free, I can get in. On the inside, this is a DWR rain protective coating. It's not waterproof, but it's pretty darn water resistant from what I understand with other products I've had with the same material. A light drizzle, light rain, you'd be completely fine. There's little rain garages that the zippers sit in. These are YKK zippers. And so it's a quality build, and I can tell by the sewing and how it's being sewn and then backed over and then hemmed and then sewn again on all of these seams. So a lot of attention has been done to do this correctly, and this is an American-made product on top of that. On the inside, organizing-wise, there's a rigid see-through mesh pouch, so you can see through on what is here, but it's pretty rigid to hold things in place. And then I'm going to call a 4-inch wide spandex for more separation. That's all that's on here, and that's identical on the other side. A cool little treat that I noticed is behind here, aside from a clip for keys, on either side and around the back, aside from this cool little clip right behind, this is also the pull handle for a secret hidden money or passport or documents pouch that's right in here, and that would hold the passport. There's no doubt about it, and any quick small folded map or instructions for running your cardo or radio system type of thing would go in there. There's another one over here. It's a little narrower, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 secret hidden pouches. They're not waterproof, but the Velcro on the top would probably do a pretty good job. A lot of adjustability on the front. This would unclick and unstrap, and I know it goes down to about here, so your torso length will be fully adjustable with this. Big, wide 3-inch straps on the top, and thick, dense foam with what I'm going to call air or sweat trench gussets on the back side. Hydration, as you can see. One of the features I want to point out is both the side adjustments and this chest adjustment have what I'm calling a dynamic stretch material, and then outside of it is the static webbing that does not stretch. And the idea is that you set this so it's right at that comfort zone. I don't know if you can see very clearly, but right at that point there's a little bit of pull, and then it locks, and that gives you a way to keep your straps kind of pulled in, but not binding. And in the event that you have to move a little bit, it will give until it doesn't, and then you have adjustability of how that works. That same system is repeated on the waistband. So as this sits on your hips, you set these so it's just beyond where it sits on so you're not pinching your body fat and your rolls, but but it will give you some comfort as it sits on your waist, and then when you pull a little bit, it'll lock in. So that's brilliant on that. As we go around, and I mentioned this whole strip around here is Molle on both sides and fully wraps around the back. So this pouches can actually go wherever you want. Going all the way around to the back, here's a larger tool style pouch. This is 9 inches by 5.5 and 2.5 inches deep. Again, with the double zippers, both hands adjustable, fully removable, and you could raise it up, you can lower it down, you could turn it upside down if you want. This is fully customizable. And it's a full grid of Molle up and down the back. There's also female Velcro on the 2 front pouches, 2-inch wide, and then female here on the rear, and female on that if you have any safety colors or your name or group that has been embroidered as a patch to stick on. And for example, this is the Sasquatch Preservation Society, and you can see that that's right on there. Up here is a really strong sewn-in handle that you could lift someone out of a ditch if you had to by this, or grab them if they were stuck in mud. Additional wide 2-inch seat belt webbing that goes over the shoulders for structural integrity, as well as a super dense foam back padding section. This is the 3-liter hydration pouch. Runs the whole length down the back. Here's the hook. Here's the mesh separator, and then on the outside of that separator down the middle is again full length the whole way. It's probably 16 inches. And then inside of the next layer again is a 3-way. I'll show this in detail later, but there's one about this wide, and then a little wider, and then a skinny one again, slots, and that's where your trail stand, your bicycle pump, or long tire spoons could fit in there and not flop around, and create a little bit of rigidity down the side. Probably better there than in other places I could think of. And that pretty much, and then an additional pocket here that just goes to about this deep. Gloves, I was going to use this for spare goggle lens, etc. So that pretty much rounds it out. Let's pull this on the bench and take it apart, and I'll show you some other super cool features that you're going to enjoy. Okay, here's the pack splayed out to get into some of the more details. As I mentioned before, these pouches on the sides, left and right sides, are 7 by 5.5, 2.5 deep. So if you need to measure anything, a pistol or any tools or parts that you have, you could go by that. This middle one is 9 inches by 5.5, 2.5 inch deep. I covered the inside of this one. Again, there's a couple four-finger straps and this separator. Both sides are the same. This middle one here, or the back one, is actually a little more tool oriented. You can see here, this is a rigid back zippered pocket with see-through mesh, and I'm going to call these 2-finger stretch webbings. So wrenches, tools, things like that. This could be GoPro equipment. These are 3-finger spacings, and then 4 single fingers. So you can go by that. All 3 of these are full Molle compatible pouches that come off, so they can transfer over to other pieces of gear if you had to, or you can, if you found a better piece, you can attach it to this. If you take off all three of these, there it is in its glory. Between both straps and all of this is a lot of customization availability right there. Absolutely. So I'm going to show you another little cool trick that they've integrated into this. And let's take this over. Oh, here's the adjustment I was talking about. You can see that set your stretch material so it sits comfortably, and then just pulls a little bit when you move around, but it's still going to do its job. Okay, so waist adjustability. That's done in here. You see quite a bit of range. This can be pulled in all the way to here for a small torso, and then still have lots of adjustment here. This is long tabs for, you know, large torso or small, and then these captive straps lock everything in to the size that you want. And if you tuck it right in up close, it's just right out of the way, and there's no issues with that. If you pull these off, we're going to go into hair scramble mode. This comes off. This comes off. And these two pieces are included with the kit. And the way this works is you have your strap here, your big one. Lock that in. Come around to there. Lock this in. Come around to there. And there, my friends, is your 3-liter hydration. And then back to picking and choosing what you do or don't want for your day. I could see this being a tool pouch, or down through here, 3 liters of water, and then a spare gloves, goggles, and a windbreaker, or a raincoat of some sort being here for a day ride. This pack, with all of these bits and pieces included, this entire thing comes in, shipped to you at what I measured out as 3.2 pounds, or 3.22, 3.25 pounds right here. I checked on the name brand competitor in this area, and it is actually a little heavier than this. So if it looks heavy, it's not. The other ones are right in the wheelhouse. All right, let's throw some stuff in this and see what will fit. All right, well, in a nutshell, I grabbed what would probably be typical for a multi-day single track ride of some sort. I'm not going to go through the details, but raincoat, full toolkit, spare levers, fuel pump tester and fuel transfer, oil filters, gloves, tools, zip ties, blah, 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 spare lens, trail stand, tire spoons, batteries, first aid kit and things you might need, bear spray, saw, wale straps, and various things. The quick answer is yes, this all fits without a problem. Total weight with water attached, with 3 liters of water and all of this equipment on the vest, came in at 23.5 pounds, or under 23.5 pounds. So water, is 7 pounds. The vest was 3. You can do some math there. It's probably only about 13 pounds worth of stuff in this right here. Valerie's been kind enough to model this in 1-day lightweight mode, hair scrambles, enduros, day rides, things like that. You have enough room to be able to put whatever you pick and choose up along in this area. You see I've added a saw and pushed some stuff over. Here's a jacket, tools or first aid across the bottom, Medipack, trail stand. Of course, your water would be inside there, and then there's more room for goggles, gloves, and things like that. So I think there's more than enough to get the job done in this mode for short day rides. Now we're all loaded up to the gills, all 23 pounds of it. Kind of over the top, but just trying to see how it all fit and comes together. Things I need here, things I need here. You can see I took this pouch and offset it this way a little bit for bear spray. Just an example, if you're in an area where you needed to get at this very quickly, I just customized this a little bit to be able to fit that in. If you're curious about more information on the Molle and PAL systems in general, I have a video on that. Check it out, hit the link up here, it's going to take you to that. Although I'm not sponsored by WLF Enduro, if you are curious about the vest, you can go to their website, WLFenduro.com, and go to the look for the pack vest. If you enjoyed this video on the WLF Enduro vest and all of its customization features, please like and subscribe. That will really help me move this channel forward and bring great content for you. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next one.